Hi, my name is Attila Valentini. I am a staff member at St. John in Goshen, for those who do not know me. Just like you, I've been pretty frustrated with this situation. Changes in my life, changes in routine, changes in my family's life, my kids. Not being able to see and be with family, loved ones, friends. It's all been tough and frustrating. One of the things that has been helpful for me the past couple days is just to be okay with that. Be okay with it that this is a tough time. But then we can get through it. Not only that we can just survive through it, but we can find a way to thrive through it. One of the other things that has been frustrating for me is not being able to go to the person who can really help this, and that's Jesus. And what I mean by that is not being able to go to him and have communion with him through the Eucharist, through Mass. I know that could be such a help, an assistance, everything that I need to get through this time. And so losing that has been tough. I miss it. I don't know if you miss it, but I do. But one of the things that the church and we've been talking about, and the Catholic Church has been talking about these past 2 weeks, is this idea and concept of spiritual communion to help us get through this. Now for us, and this is something I've never engaged in spiritual communion because the Eucharist has always been available, but for some of us it might feel like a cop-out. Yeah, just do spiritual communion and you'll be okay. Well, obviously, it's not a cop-out, and here's kind of why. Yes, is spiritual communion the same as communion with the Eucharist? No. I mean, the sacraments are encounters with Jesus. They're physical encounters with Jesus. See, God knows who we are. He knows that he created us body and soul, flesh and spirit. And he's given us the sacraments as a way to feed our whole self. That's why there's physicality, physical signs to the sacraments. At baptism, there's water and oil. At communion and Eucharist, there's bread and wine that are Jesus' body and blood. He knows who we are, and he knows how to take care of us. And the sacraments do that. And we've lost some of that. We've lost the Eucharist. And in most of kind of a public way, we've lost confession. Certainly you can still call one of our priests or any priest and schedule an appointment for a confession, but we've lost the ability to just walk into a church and have confession. That physical encounter with the Lord's mercy. And that's tough. But spiritual communion, while it may not feed us in the same way or allow us to experience the Lord in the same way, it still can bring us unity with the Lord. He's not going to abandon us. He never has, and he never does. He'll come to us. He knows our situation. He knows that we can't receive him. So this act of spiritual communion, I firmly believe we can still have that same unity with him. We can still be unified to him in our hearts, in our spirits. And so let's make spiritual communion a bigger part of our life to get through this. I know I need it. Certainly spending more time with my family, my kids, and being confined to our home has presented new challenges, frustrations with each other. I'm sure just like all of us, we could use a break already, although that's not coming. And so spiritual communion could be a great remedy to that. I know it's been helpful for me. And so let's make that a part of our life. So let's continue to tune in to Sunday Masses in some way, and that watching it can help us prepare to make that spiritual communion at the time of communion that we're watching at the Mass. But let's make it a daily thing as well, to start our days that way, to combat those kind of frustrations that are going to come up in our daily lives now. You can find spiritual communion prayers. We certainly have one that we've been using from St. Alphonsus Liguori. There's other ones out there. But if that also is a struggle for you, say your own from your heart. It needs to have some meaning. And so if you just want to simply say, Jesus, I miss you. I miss the Eucharist. Come into my heart. Unite yourself to my heart. That's a spiritual communion prayer. It's a short one. It's a simple one. But the purpose of all those prayers is to lead us to pray from our heart. And that's what we need to do in this time. Just know that we're praying for you and we're trying to help you as much as we can at St. John. And we'll continue to do that throughout this whole situation. Amen. Amen. God bless you.